Well, hey everyone, it's the Eurobandit here once again, and in this video I'm gonna tell you why I'm selling my 99 Volvo 745 and what I've done to it in a bit over a year since I've owned it. Well, as you can no doubt see, this is how it looks like. It didn't used to be in this state when I got it. It has been polished by one of the previous owners, but they didn't do a very good job. If you saw the video from when I've purchased the car, you'll see quite a few transformations and a huge overall improvement. I'll link the video down in the description. First thing you'll probably notice is that it now has some nice alloy rims. They're around 15 inches, and I also bought pretty much the same kind of rims with summer tires as well. And once the warm season came, I went ahead and fixed some of the rust, because as you can probably remember, the rocker cover was pretty much shot, so had some bodywork done to it. Not as much as it would have been needed, but just enough to keep it on the road and make it look somewhat presentable. And here's the reason why I'm actually not keeping it. First of all, I had no intention of keeping it forever when I bought it. I just bought it mainly to actually see how it is to own a Volvo 740, because it's one of my favorite cars and the best cars ever built. And I bought this thing mainly to experience it and see how it's like to actually own and drive and whatnot, and it really made me satisfied. Now it does have around 355,000 kilometers, something like that. I didn't drive it a whole lot ever since I've owned it, probably 5,000 kilometers. It did have around 350,000 when I bought it. Had a pretty fresh inspection, and as I told you earlier, the instrument cluster has been replaced, and it also has a beer holder, as you can no doubt see. Of course, it's all aftermarket. I've installed it. These things are inexpensive. As you can no doubt see, I did match the kilometers, around 355,000. The number one reason why I'm actually selling it right now is because the overall state of the bodywork. Even though it looks great on the surface, underneath it it's quite rusty, and even so it doesn't look all too bad when you put it on the lift. However, if you poke around underneath it, pretty much a screwdriver or a hammer will most likely go through. This car would require a full restoration. It will require me to take it off the road, just like I did with my 1984 Opel Corsa. It pretty much needs the floor panels replaced, at least quite a big part. This car will require a lot of work to get back to a decent state. Driver's door is also quite rusty. I mean, you can't really see it because I did fix the exterior. Basically, it was a fix to still keep it on the road and make it look somewhat presentable. And of course, these things aren't rare, and you know, there's plenty of them on the roads. And of course, I can find a much better example to start with, and I'm definitely gonna have more classic Volvos, because these are my all-time favorite cars, and it's not hard to find one in very good condition still to this day. As you can no doubt see, it did have a few rock chips. You can probably see some of them on the camera. They're all fixed, obviously. Well, the vast majority of them. These ones are probably fresh, but either way, I did fix most of the major rock chips on it, and it did have a few on the sides as well. Some deeper scratches which I've fixed. Once I was done with the bodywork, I went ahead and polished it. I basically used some compound and machine polished it, and afterwards I waxed it with pigment wax. I also found a fuel door in decent shape. I only had to clean it because it was very dirty on the inside, but as you can see, it turned out decently. And I also polished the exterior, and the bumpers and all the plastic trim are restored to their intended color, as you can no doubt see, because they were extremely faded. And I did that more than a month ago with a trim restorer called C4 by G Technique. I'm gonna put the video where I restored the trim of this car down in the description below. I also went ahead and replaced the driver's side mirror. The engine bay is a bit dirty, but Well, mechanically, the first thing I did after I bought the car was obviously change the oil and filter. Then I bought brand new NGK spark plugs and NGK spark plug wires, as well as a brand new distributor cap and roller. And not so long after, I went to the scrapyard and bought a almost new radiator, because its radiator was leaking. And here's when this thing was manufactured, in week 24 of 2015. So this thing was about 2 years old when I bought it, but I've been told that it's barely been used. One issue it had is that the clutch disengaged once I kept the pedal pressed for more than around 3 seconds. It wasn't holding pressure, so I went ahead and first bought a repair kit for the slave cylinder. That didn't really solve the problem. After that I bought a repair kit for the master cylinder as well, and sure enough, right after I did that, the clutch worked perfectly fine again. I then replaced the tie rod ends with brand new Monroe ones, and then the intake manifold gasket. And I also went ahead and cleaned the interior properly. I didn't detail it. It's got some nice options back here. This is to cover your luggage. Latches in place over there, and it also has a guard, which in most estates you have to remove if you don't want to use it, but in this car all you need to do is grab it, pull it upwards, and it latches into place. But once you want to use it again, just pull it down and latch it in place. The interior would need a detailing, but I'm overall happy with how it turned out, just with a simple quick clean. Really nice indeed. And look at the headliner. Usually it's sagging on the 700 series, but on this one it's in really great shape. Just look how the door closes effortlessly. Here's another feature that was optional. It's called a snow cap, and that's pretty much all I did to this car. I'm not gonna do a review of it, because a few months ago I did a review of a 1992 745, which was the last model year. So yeah, this is a last look at my 99 Volvo 745. And by the time you're watching this video, this car is already sold.